Today we are going to learn a very important concept in mathematics called as HCF. I know it sounds like a big term for newbies, but don't worry, once we break it down, you will see just how simple it is. So what is HCF? HCF stands for highest common factor. Let's say we are given a few numbers. Your task is to find one special number, a number that can divide all those given numbers exactly. That means when you divide, there is no remainder left. A clean perfect division. Among all such numbers that can do this job, we are interested in the largest number. Yes, the highest such number. And that number is called the HCF. Let's pause here and look at each word in highest common factor. Each word tells us something important. Highest. This means we are looking for the biggest possible number that does the job. Not just any number, but largest one that fits. Then comes common. This tells us the number must work for all given numbers. It has to be something they all share, something that divides each one equally. And the last term, factor, means a number that divides another number exactly with no remainder. A factor is simply a number that can divide another number exactly without leaving any remainder. So when we put it all together, the HCF is the largest number that can divide all the given numbers exactly without leaving any remainder. So that's the idea. It's not about memorizing a formula, it's about understanding what we are really doing. We're just looking for biggest number that all given numbers agree with, a number that goes perfectly into each one of them. Alright, now that we understand what HCF means, the largest number that can divide all given numbers exactly, let's see that in action. Let me tell you a little situation. Ria has 12 apples, bright red ones as shown here. Arjun has 18 apples, but juicy green ones. Now both of them want to pack their apples into plates, but there's a twist and condition. They want to make equal groups or plate. Each plate should have the same number of apples from Riya and same number from Arjun, and then no apple should be left behind. So here's the question. What is the largest number of plates they can make so that each plate has same number of apples from both and none are left over? Now think about this. What are we exactly trying to do here? We are trying to divide Riya's 12 apples and Arjun's 18 apple into equal parts. And we want to do that in the best possible way, meaning we want most plates we can make with no apples wasted. That means we are looking for a number that can divide both 12 and 18 exactly. Sound familiar, right? Yes, this is exactly where HCF comes in. So the real question here is, what is the HCF between 12 and 18? Because the HCF will tell us the maximum number of plates they can make, because HCF is the highest common factor or which can divide 12 and 18 without leaving any remainder, and that's the highest number. And in the next step we'll find what is the HCF of 12 and 18 and try to formulate how many apples would come from Riya and Arjun in each plate. But before we solve it, I want you to remember this apple problem is not about just fruits. It's a real world example of how HCF help us divide things equally and perfectly without any leftovers. Alright, so now that we understand what HCF is and we know that Rita has 12 apples and Arjun has 18 apples, let's actually solve the question we asked. What is the largest number of plates they can make so that each plate gets the same number of apples from Riya and Arjun and none are left over? Let's find out. First, we list out the factors of 12 as shown here. So what are the factors of 12? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. Factors of 18 are 1, 2, 3, 6, 9 and 18. Among those, the common factors, what are those? 1, 2, 3 and 6. And the highest out of this is 6. And 6 is the HCF between 12 and 18. This means that we can make maximum 6 plates with the quantity which is there with Riya and Arjun. So this would mean that Riya and Arjun can make 6 plates. And how many apples would come from Riya then? It would be 12. So this 12 divided by 6. So 12 divided by 6 would give us 2. And then how many apples would come from Arjun in each plate is 18 divided by 6, which is equals to 3. Now, as shown in this picture below, you can see we have divided the 18 apples of Arjun and 12 apples of Riya into each plate. So the maximum number of plates we made here is 6, and each plate has 2 apples from Riya and 3 apples from Arjun. So this solves our problem here. Now, before we end this beginning lecture about HCF, always remember one thing. If you divide two numbers by their HCF, the results will be co-prime, just like 2 and 3 are co-prime to each other here. Okay, so HCF helps us find the maximum number of plates they could make, a way to divide things equally and make sure nothing was left behind. And that's the real power of HCF. It helps us divide things fairly, completely, and efficiently. So that's it for this lecture. See you in our next video.